Welcome back to the week 4 episode with the Miyax puppies. This morning, it's breakfast time. I'm about to disturb the peace behind me. Everyone's sort of napping. There's a few awake people, but mostly we are napping. It is quite early in the morning. It's time for breakfast. It's time for the puppy pen to get cleaned. And it's time to do a small barrier challenge so that they can get their breakfast. Now let me show you what kind of mess we come down to in the mornings. So this is our puppy pen, and everyone is sleeping pretty much at this end. There's a bit of mess I see, and there is the litter tray at the far end. And you can probably tell there's quite a bit of mess down that end because it's not an exact science, the litter tray. They do miss it occasionally, but you can very clearly see that they've done their best. It is mostly confined, the mess is mostly confined to in or around the litter tray. And these guys are 4 and a bit weeks old, so that is a godsend, and as time gets on they get better and better, more and more accurate with the litter tray, and therefore we get less mess to clean up in the morning. It's fabulous. Ami's gone out. Mum has gone to, let me make sure you're lined up. Yeah, not bad. Mum has gone to have her breakfast and a run round outside. She's gone to use the big toilet that is the lawn. On the front garden. So she's having her alone time, her me time, I guess, while I get the chores done. So we'll start with the barrier challenge. Morning. Good morning. Hello, babies. Are you ready for your breakfast? Yes. Well, lucky for you. Here's some I prepared earlier. Make sure the camera can see. This is chicken mince and tripe with a little bit of chicken offal. That includes kidney, liver. There's some heart mince as well, though that's muscle. But kidney and liver and tripe, chicken meat, chicken protein, and 10% bone. There is also a little bit of boiled and cooled water in there to make it a bit more slushy. We have huge teeth anyway. I will show them to you. And we're going to do a little bit of a barrier challenge. So I'm going to make sure that they know this is where breakfast is. Can you see your breakfast? Can everyone see breakfast? Are you joining us, Mr. Black? Maybe. Okay. I'm going to put breakfast here. Let me check you can see breakfast. Yes, you can see breakfast. Right. Come on then. There's a tiny little step on this gate, but I'm also only going to open the gate a little way, so they have to figure out, Mr. Gray was lucky to be in the right spot. They have to figure out how to get to the bowl. Oh, Mr. Gray, well done. Now, they're mostly relying on their sense of smell and a little bit of eyesight to get to this bowl. There's a lot of complaining while we problem solve. Here we go. Mr. Red has problem solved, and he has found the bowl. Mr. Blue has problem solved and found the bowl. Now, it takes them a minute. Okay, because this is a barrier challenge. We are deliberately putting a barrier in the way of something that they want. Although Mr. Black isn't looking like he wants it. And they have to figure it out. Miss Orange has figured it out. Oh, Miss Orange also has some ears up this morning. How exciting. And Miss Pink has figured it out. Come on, girls. Just the 2 Isabellas. Does it affect your brain power? You're so close. You are so close, puppy. Well done, Miss Green. Okay, just Miss Purple. You have to figure it out, sweetheart. Now, I won't leave her. I'm not abandoning her. This little bit of stress while she figures out the problem is age appropriate. Oh, you're so close. Well done. And Miss Purple's figured out the problem too. Now, Mr. Black isn't joining us. And he's not showing any, he's more interested in sleeping than he is in his breakfast. Don't worry, I won't let him go without breakfast, okay? If he doesn't wake up for this exercise, that's fine. He will just have his breakfast on his own when he does wake up. It's not a big deal. Like, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with Mr. Black. Mr. Black! Puppy, puppy, puppy! Come on, Mr. Black. To wakey wakey, I need to clean this pen. You need to go and have your breakfast. Come on. Look. Look what's happening. Go. No, we're not coming back in here, guys. Yeah. Are you joining in? Shall we join in with breakfast? Are you coming? Good boy. We'll do a barrier challenge later for Mr. Black. Right. There we go. You found his way in. Excellent. While they're eating their breakfast, I'm going to get in that pen and clean it out. I'll video it for you. I'll speed it up. I won't wait you watch 45 minutes of me cleaning out a pen. And then we'll get on to an update of what we've been doing with these puppies over the last week. Good girl, Miss Purple. I don't know if you're on the film. Have a look. I have positioned myself in the puppy puddle in the hope that you can see me in this video and still see some of the puppies. This is part 2. Effectively, I want to talk to you about what we've been doing in the last 7 days with the Miyax puppies. They are now 4 and a bit weeks old, 4 and a few days, and we have been spending the last week introducing the puppies to as much novelty as we can. That includes a new toy in the puppy pen every day. Today's new toy is this. It kind of crinkles and squeaks. It's got a reflective surface. It's a human baby toy, but it's a great novel item. We have also introduced them to different spaces in our home. They've been playing in our dining room, in our living room. They've had a potter through the hall. They've had a look at the kitchen. They've been able to meet the cats at some distance. The cats stay up high on the furniture, but they've been able to see the cats. And they've been meeting new dogs. If you follow our other social media, you've seen that they've been meeting Auntie Darcy, who is no relative. It's just a nice term for Darcy. Darcy is a German Shepherd dog, and she is still a youngster, coming up 1 year old. So she's been meeting them, and they've been having playtime with her. Over the next few days, we're going to introduce them to their great grandmother. That is great grandma Rogue, And then as the week closes, we'll be introducing them to their grandparents. That's Grandma Faye, their mother's mother, and Granddad Ash, their father's father. And as the week closes, as this week comes to an end, they will be meeting some of their new potential owners at our puppy party. So they will be 5 weeks old by that point and ready, robust enough to start meeting lots of new people and experiencing what it's like to learn to interact with lots of new people. So, what is my plan between now and the puppy party? Well, my plan is to start powering up the clicker. So I'm going to be making some videos on how we power up the clicker with a 4 and a bit week old puppy. Now, it probably will look messy and you'll probably think, God, that's crazy. They're 4 and a bit weeks old. But all I'm trying to do is create a positive association with a mark. We're going to use a sound. We're going to use a very soft clicker, a positive association with a mark. That's all we're trying to do. Now, getting treats in them at 4 weeks and a bit old is pretty messy. I'm going to use some paste. I've ordered some. Hopefully that is delivered in time for us to be able to make videos with the new paste. If not, we will be resorting to our traditional Ardene's pâté. But hopefully we have some special puppy paste on the way. And I'm going to show you how we power up the clicker with a 4 and a bit week old puppy. But all we have done this week is introduce novelty. Novel sounds, novel environments, novel objects, and we've done some barrier challenges like you saw earlier. We've been working on some problem solving. It's been a busy week. A lot has changed in this week. The biggest thing that has changed in this week is that these puppies, I don't know who I should wake up. Let's go with Miss Pink because she's right in front of us. Here we are, my little darling. The puppies have developed teeth, quite significant teeth, and that marks quite a big milestone. Let me see if I can show you on this video without crushing any other puppies. The puppy teeth, okay? Because, let me balance Miss Pink here. There we go. I'm not crushing you, am I? No. Right, puppy teeth. Can you see those? Right, so those are significant. Now, up until this week, they were little tiny nubs and they were quite blunt. But this week, that has changed. You are such a good girl. This week, their teeth have changed and become proper little puppy needle teeth. And puppy needle teeth are a problem for mum. But they are a benefit for the puppy in that the puppy can now eat meat and bone. Yes, 4 and a bit weeks old, and they can eat small ground bone. Now, that means that they can have 4 complete meals per day. Like we did earlier with the barrier challenge, they are having raw, complete meals, including the bone in that complete mince. They can also chew very soft bones, like chicken bones, for example, chicken wings. They can chew them and they can manage them and they don't choke and they are not a risk as long as they are raw. And that means they can have those 4 meals a day, and it means that they're no longer dependent on their mother for nutrition. So they're completely independent of her for their nutritional intake. They don't need milk from her anymore, and as a result, their mum is not really producing any milk anymore. She has a small amount, a residual, but it is slowly now drying up. So their interaction with their mother is becoming smaller every day. She will spend time with them for play. She will spend time with them for a very brief suckle, but it's extremely brief, 30 seconds, because those teeth are sharp. And there's nothing I can do about their teeth. I can trim their nails, and I do regularly, but I cannot do anything about their teeth. So there's nothing I can do to make it any more comfortable for mummy anymore. So she comes, she spends a few seconds with them, letting them suckle, and then she will initiate play. She will play with them for 5 or 10 minutes because that's all it takes to wear out a puppy. The batteries wear out really quickly, and then she wants to leave. And she is absolutely free to do that. She comes and goes. I let her in and out as she wants to. She's absolutely no desire to be with them at the moment. They've just had their breakfast. They're all full. They've had a play. They're going back to sleep. She's on the sofa taking a well-deserved nap now. So her interaction with them is very limited. And she now needs that time to recover physically, to get her condition fully back, and replace all of that nutrition that she has obviously passed on to the puppies, get that back for herself. She's dropping all her coat because that's a hormonal change in her that signifies the end of her intense maternal period, basically. She's now going to physically transition to being independent from these puppies. She does continue to spend time with them, and she will continue to spend time with them until the day they are no longer here with us. But that will be limited. It will be entirely up to her. I don't force her to spend time with the puppies, and I don't force her to not spend time, to stay away from the puppies. It is entirely her choice. She makes a lovely little when she wants to go and see her babies. So I let her in and she spends time with her babies. And then she makes it very clear by trying to escape and jump out of the way when she's had enough and she wants to be away from them. And she goes and puts herself back on the sofa for a nap. So we're introducing other dogs to fill some of their social need, because dogs are pack animals. And by this age, they would be starting to interact with other members of the pack. So that's exactly what we've done with Darcy, and it's what we plan to do over the next few days with their extended family members, their great-grandmother, their grandparents, and we'll see, maybe even just some of the unrelated pack want to come and have a look, have a play, see how they feel. We don't force anybody. We know that their grandparents and their great-grandmother will want to see them. I don't know how, but I know in my heart of hearts, I know that they know, the dogs know that they're related. They know when they're related to each other, they know when they're not. I don't know if it's the smell, I don't know if it's something else that, some other sense when we don't really understand, but they definitely know in our house when they're related to the offspring, and take great pleasure in being involved and being part of raising them, which is fantastic for us humans, because the more help we can get, whether it's 2-legged or 4, the better for these guys, the better for the puppies. What else has happened this week? Miss Ping's going to use the litter tray. They've been wormed. They turned 4 weeks old a few days ago, so they have been dewormed again. They've had their 4-week worming schedule with the panicure. I didn't film that again because it's a repeat of what we did at 2 weeks, but it's a 3-day schedule. We worm them 3 nights in a row with panicure, puppy paste or liquid, and it's measured appropriate to their weight, and they have it 3 days in a row, and we haven't seen any signs of any worms, which is amazing because usually there's an odd one, especially when they're very small. Worms, unfortunately, are just commonplace in puppies, and that is why good breeders worm on a 2-week schedule. Do it very religiously to make sure that everybody is healthy and growing. Yes. Now, they have grown, as you can see, a lot. Yes, they've grown a lot. They're well over 3 kilos. Some are getting up to 4 kilos. At 4 weeks old, that's perfectly normal. We will expect them to maybe hit 4 to 5 kilos in the coming week. They tend, on average, to gain about 1 kilo a week. So by the time they're 8 weeks old, they're somewhere between 7, 8 or 9 kilos. The girls are generally a bit less and the boys are generally a bit more. but it's not an exact science. Sometimes an odd girl will be slightly bigger and an odd boy might be slightly smaller, but at the moment these guys are following the textbook trend of the boys being a little bit bigger and the girls being a little bit smaller. They've all very much plateaued out. You want to eat my microphone? Do you want to talk to the microphone? Oh, okay. Miss Pink is a super affectionate puppy. That's it, guys, really. It's been a busy week. It's been a busy week of novelty. It's been a busy week of worming. It's been a busy week of moving house from the main living area into this much larger dining room area. It's still connected. We have the doors open. They're still very much part of our everyday. And we've been doing so much new stuff. And by the end of the week, we'll be meeting some prospective new puppy owners. Very excited about that. And organising our puppy party. So much work to do. But we love it. I love every second of it. And as the week closes, we're going to start looking at matching up some personalities to people, personalities to owners. I'll perhaps make a video about that because it's again a bit of art and a bit of science, all mixed together. Thank you so much for following these guys' journey. I hope that you like it. I hope that you like seeing what happens with our guys day to day and giving you some insights as to what this is all about and what it's really like raising puppies. And hopefully you will join me in the next video. Please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in the next one.